beautiful Capricorn, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career reading for December 2022. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your monthly reading for your career for December. I can't believe we're at the end of the year, but here we are. So let's get straight to it. Now, you should be feeling the influence from your 12th house at the moment, and that is the most serious part of your chart, okay? You may be looking at your fears regarding your working practices, your hopes, your wishes. You may feel a little bit more withdrawn than usual so that you can really check in with yourself and really connect to the pathway ahead. We tend to go off grid a little bit when we are about to make changes. We go deep within for answers before we make the decisions to move forward in any area of our life. So that 12th house will really help you. It tends to be connected to the search for meaning. So you may be looking at your career and seeing if it is your higher calling. And if it is not, you may be actually making changes necessary to actually get on the right path, okay? So let us see what is happening for you in particular. Now, of course, we do have that wonderful Sagittarius energy because we're going through Sagittarian season, and you should feel a little bit more influence to broaden your horizons, seek new adventures, pick up hobbies, activate travel. But your career, you'll want to make moves in your career as well. But because Mars is currently retrograding, you may feel that you want to move forward, but you are resisting, or you feel it's time to really take stock first. It's really interesting because Mars, when it goes retrograde, a lot of people see it as negative. I see it as a very positive opportunity for everybody to take a pause, take a breath, regroup, and decide what happens next, okay? We don't always have to be on the go. Sometimes it's important to withdraw in order to see the way ahead, okay? Now, especially as we're coming to the end of the year, I definitely feel that it's a positive energy for everybody to be in at this time. I'm going to go one more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Thank you so much. High Priestess. Okay. Yes, because you close down, you close out the year, things start to slow down so that you can re-energize yourself, recharge your batteries, and hit the ground running when we move into 2023. And of course, I will be doing a monthly reading that is all broad aspects of life for you in the next day or so. Also, I will be doing a yearly chart at some point in mid or end of December for you all, so you can see what is happening in 2023, okay? It will be quite detailed. Now, the first card here we've got for you is the house. So you're thinking about stability. You're thinking about long term. Some of you may even think about working from home, or you do work from home and you feel that it's been very, very stagnant. If you do work from home by yourself, of course, you've got the work that you do. You may enjoy that, but you may feel a little bit cut off from the world at large, and you have to force yourself to get out there and experience new things, because sometimes when we work from home, we can get stuck in a rut. We can, we're seeing the same 4 walls, we're doing the work, and we may see the same people. It's important to get out and be inspired by life and other people. So I feel it's important as you move throughout December to get yourself out there and connect to other energies. But it says here, home, family, structure, comfort, stable, familiar, domestic affairs, safe, and privacy. So a lot of you, when you apply this to your career, this could be that you are making adjustments within your career sector that you're keeping to yourself. You're being a little bit private, a little bit cut off. You're making some sort of changes in your career that you feel you know, you don't really want to share with anybody at this time. Now, this could be that you're thinking about moving overseas, or it could be that you're thinking about moving job opportunities, moving to something different. I definitely see here like a leadership role, power structure, you stepping into a role where you're going to be very, very successful. Okay, so, but I get this energy here of you at this time of year, thinking about perhaps traveling to see family, making adjustments at work, perhaps taking time off, or you know, things like that, where you're actually thinking long term for your career as well, but you're also factoring in your family during this period. Now, also, some of you may be working really hard in your career in order to buy a home, or to sell a home, or you know, to relocate in some way, because we have the World card there. So you may feel that things are delayed or things are slowing down. And Capricorn, you're always really forward moving. So you always like to be on the go. And when things start to slow down, it makes you feel really frustrated. You feel like you're not doing anything. You're not accomplishing anything. So I really feel like you're actually, in the downtime, you're planning your next move in your career. Okay. Now, the Justice card is all about making adjustments or having to make a decision. So I feel this is about you being honest with yourself and saying, okay, what do I need to do next? Because the Justice card is normally number 11 in the major arcanas. It's number 8 in this deck. Wonderful Seraphina Tarot there. But number 8 is the number of the self. So you're really identifying areas where you feel things need to change, being really honest with yourself, looking back over the year on aspects in your career where you felt like you wasted time or you got distracted or derailed. And being honest and saying, look, I gotta cut that out. I'm gonna just, you know, because we got the 9 of Swords here. So it's like there's a little bit of overthinking, changes that are necessary. You're feeling a little bit frustrated in your career. Some of you may be even feeling a little bit anxious about some sort of new move or the direction that your career is taking right now. And you're looking at what changes are necessary to put you back in the hot seat, as it were, for your career. Now, the Justice card, you may be dealing with a lot of paperwork. Even if you work in an environment that you are not thinking about leaving, you're just focusing on your day-to-day. A lot of paperwork, a lot of productivity. I get this energy of you being in the flow of doing. But, you know, sometimes there's like lots of paperwork that doesn't really have to be done. It's like red tape or bureaucracy where you have to fill in all these forms or do things a certain way, and it just feels like it's so time consuming. So I feel like you're looking at new ways of working, trying to identify a structure that could be really helpful and not waste your valuable time, so that you can be busy doing other things that are more exciting or more interesting than just filling in paperwork or filing and stuff like that. Even if you work for yourself, I feel like you are trying to be in the flow of things where you get really organized, make the right decisions, build a schedule so that you're more time efficient, is what I'm getting with this card. But I feel this is a card of decision making. And right now, you know, now please take this with a pinch of salt. It's coming through, so I have to give it to you. You may be having to decide between family and work at the moment. Okay, I just get this energy of you having to make a choice. It may be that, for example, in order to bring in more finances or a bonus or something like that, you are working really hard and spending more time at the office. Or you may have been working really hard and you feel it's time to spend time with your family. So I get this push and pull energy there. So some of you may be dealing with that, that's coming out there. Now, the 9 of Swords is a card of, well, it's a card of anxiety, worrying about something. But when you get this card, it's like, it's like you need to find adjustments in your career where you have less stress. That's what I'm getting there, because this is like, 9 of Swords is like there's something that's causing you despair or worry there or concern. Okay, I mean, 9 of Swords can be about sleepless nights, but it can also be about, you know, words being very harsh. For example, swords are all about communication. So it can mean that you've been bickering with people, or, you know, there's been a lot of personality clashes, because words can be weapons, you know. And if you're working from home, for example, sometimes we can feel a little bit frustrated and a bit snappy at each other, or when things are going not the way we hoped, or we feel we have deadlines and the pressure is on. Sometimes we feel a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, so I feel like as you are moving into the new year, you're looking back on the past, but you're looking to the future in order to become more time efficient, but also manage your stress levels. Okay, get better sleep, for example. Make sure that the home space is decluttered so that you come home after work to a space that is your sanctuary. I don't know why that's coming up, but I just get this energy of you managing stress a little bit more. And also, I'm going to pull a card on that as well, just to make sure here, because there's some wonderful movement in your career. But right now, the adjustments or the changes, I feel like you're in a period of decision. You're at a bit of a fork in the road, and it may be making you feel very anxious, because when you're deciding to do something, nobody wants to make the wrong move. So everybody starts to worry about the decisions they're making, hoping that they're on the right track. I feel like whatever it is you're deciding, you are on the right track, okay? You're thinking about finances, you're thinking about enjoying your career. There's a new project or something new coming for you for the new year regarding your career. Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So some of you may work for a family business, for example, and there's been a little bit of tension going on and it's been worrying you. But if it's not, it could be, basically you're investing fully in your career. All your effort, your attention is on your career, and you may feel like the money is slow moving. So it makes you feel very frustrated. You're putting a lot of effort in and you're wondering if you're getting the rewards out. Now, the Knight of Pentacles indicates slow moving money, but it is stable money. I feel like you're being really professional. And the way I see it is that you may be under a lot of pressure, or you may feel like you're so busy doing so many things that you may feel a little bit scattered, but you're not letting it on to other people. And you're internalizing any stress or any anxiety and just putting a smile on it, like just getting by. So if someone's like by the water cooler with you at work and it's like, hey Capricorn, how are you doing today? You're like, oh yeah, I'm great. You? And they're like, yeah, great. And then you go back to your desk and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. Okay, let's do it. So I feel, there's a little bit of an internal battle going on here. Now, when I look at these two cards, it's like, how do I increase my money? So you're putting a lot of effort in. You're someone who is a loyal worker, someone who is committed to your prosperity, committed to having your hard work pay off and your dreams become reality. And the Knight of Pentacles is the effort that you're putting in. You're putting in a lot of that effort, and you're looking at the rewards that are coming out. You're attracting more money. There's definitely material gain here. But I feel like what I'm seeing, what you're working for, is you're building generational wealth. Okay, I see that. I see that you're working super hard. It's almost like I get this energy of, if I work so hard right now, then I can retire early. That's the energy that I'm picking up here from this vibe. I mean, wouldn't that be the dream for all of us? That'd be incredible. But I feel like you're putting so much effort in that there is a chance that you're burning yourself out. So watch out for that, my beautiful Capricorn, okay? Now, if you do work from the home space, of course, I definitely see you making adjustments to feel a little bit more inspired. But if you are trying to, because right now I see that you're in a period of adjustment. Some of you may be trying to work from home. You may be trying to find a career that you can do from the comfort of your own home. I mean, the 12th house is governing you at this time. So it is the most serious part of your chart, okay? We all go through the 12th house, and that brings up a lot of fear. It helps us to realize where we got it good, where we've won, where we're doing really well. That's the Seven of Wands. That's you being confident one moment, and then Nine of Swords the next moment, facing your fears. So it is and because you've got the house card, which is about privacy and safety and all of that, that really connects to the withdrawal part of the 12th house, which is to take a step back, go off grid for a little while, to make some decisions, to really assess and take stock of everything that you've worked for so far, where you're at in your career, and where you want to take 2023 to, okay? Now, not every sign is thinking about the year ahead, but I feel like you are. You're always thinking about the long game. The Seven of Wands indicates you're not giving up on any goals or dreams, okay? You're just taking a step back to take stock. And sometimes when we imagined we would have accomplished something in a certain time period, we actually start to worry that perhaps it's not going to happen for us if it hasn't shown up already, okay? But the Seven of Wands indicates that you are very talented, you're very gifted at what you do, and you do things differently, okay? You march to the beat of your own drum. So whether you work with people who just don't get your vibe, or whether you work with people, even it's family members and there's a bit of tension, I feel like you're holding true to what you believe in, okay? You have the power to inspire others as well, but you may feel that recently things have just been not flowing in the right direction. Seven of Wands is also you engaging in sustained effort. You just keep going and going and going and going, and it will eventually burn yourself out. Okay, so just watch out for that. Make sure you get better sleep. Make sure you make adjustments in your diet to have all the food substance that you need in order to be fully functional and, you know, going at your career at high speed, get all the vitamins you need, things like that, exercise. It just makes you feel more alert and more ready to take on all the success that is just here for you, okay? There is so much success. I see you being recognized for all the accomplishments or your talent, and I feel like there's a new project that perhaps you've been waiting for materializes at the end of December, and it's very exciting, okay? Seven of Wands is a card of, you know, holding true to your vision, being inspired, and going after your dreams, not conforming, okay? If others are not happy with the way that you deal with things or the course that you're on, that's their problem. It's not yours. This is your life to live. Okay, this is so weird. They're giving me a song, and this song is intense. Okay, let me just catch the lyrics on this. Okay. Oh, it's going so fast. I need to try and catch the lyrics. Sorry. It feels really frazzled, this song. Some people think I'm crazy, but I just think I'm free. There's nothing crazy about me. Okay, it's on a loop. It's really intense. Okay. Now, I think I have heard this song before. It seems, but it's so frazzling. Some people think I'm crazy, but I just think I'm free. Okay, so you know what? In the recesses of my mind, because I feel it has come up before in a reading, I want to say it's Dizzy Rascal. Now, I don't really know much about that person. I've heard the name. I think maybe somewhere, I've definitely heard that song before, but I've never really paid attention to the lyrics or anything. So it's just so intense. So yeah, I want to say it's that. I can't tell you what it's called. It may be called Crazy or something like that. So I'm going to have to look it up. But some people think I'm crazy. So I feel like this is like perhaps your quest for independence. And some people, maybe people who are close to you, they don't understand the path that you're on or the job that you do. But you're just living life on your own terms, and that's okay. That's more than okay. This is your life. You get to lead it however you want to, as long as you're not hurting other people. I mean, I don't see the problem of you just being wonderful, unique, authentic you. So the Seven of Wands is like, you don't have to defend how you work or where you work or what you do. So if you're thinking about making changes in your career and you're feeling that the general consensus of those around you that you care about, your family, they're judging you in some way, or they're trying to persuade you not to, whatever it is, or maybe they just don't get you. They just don't get the way that you work. I would say that, you know, keep being you, keep doing you, because you is working. I mean, I can see the bear here, which represents success, leadership. The star is success, a wish come true. The Page of Wands is like a new project or some sort of news that gets you really excited. And I feel like your vision is valuable. It's coming true. It's happening for you. So keep working the way that you're working. You're headed towards the top. So it doesn't matter what other people think. It's, I mean, even if it's like, I feel like you're staircasing. Okay. So hold true to your vision. Don't give up. Even if you're feeling a little bit nervous. I mean, these two cards are like literally feel the fear, but do it anyway. Okay, that's literally what these two cards together represent. And whether it's working from home, you've got an idea to do that, work on the internet, or whatever it is you do, something creative or of the mind, because I feel like these two things, your words have power. Your words really do have power, and you're very creative. This is something that's creative that's coming in for you, okay? Or gives you an opportunity to explore your creative talents, because they're showing me how gifted you are. And whatever it is you've decided is your calling, I feel like you're going to be really good at it. I feel like you're going to excel. They give me the word excel for you, okay? Now we've also got the Rider. It's in the resistance position. So you may have been feeling really, really stuck. You may have felt like you're going nowhere, or you may have felt in your current position that things have been in delay, or you've just been feeling it's not the right time or not the right money. It's just not right. Okay, something isn't working for you right now. You may be working really hard, but you're just taking stock of things and thinking, is it worth it? Have I progressed? And if you haven't, then I feel like you're making changes that you've waited a long time to make. Okay, now what's wonderful about this card is it starts off in the resistance position, which is in the reverse, but by the end of December, you know which direction you want to go in. It's in the upright, okay, which means there is movement in your career, and also messages. You got a Page of Wands here, which really solidifies that you're going to get some sort of news regarding your career that is so positive, okay? Because a Knight of Pentacles and a 10 of Pentacles came out there for you as well. Some of you, if you've been in an environment that you've worked at for a while, I feel like there is a bonus on offer for you, maybe even a promotion, but you are looking at this bonus and promotion like you need to be inspired. Okay, so if the promotion does not inspire you and the money does not inspire you, I feel like you are taking your talents elsewhere. Right now, some of you may even relocate overseas because you got the World card there, but I feel like you're looking at what inspires me, what's working, what do I feel excited about, and anything that just makes you feel stuck in the mud or you feel is just not working, you're releasing that. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your psyche. So I feel like you are literally living life on your own terms, and some people will put up with a lot of BS, but you will not, Capricorn. You will not. You will, remove yourself from a situation that you feel is not right for you. Okay, so I definitely get this energy for you moving forward, and the Rider is always headed towards the sun. So I feel like you're headed towards success. You're on your journey. As you move through December, there's some sort of news that comes your way that allows you to make some sort of change, whether that's to put the feelers out, or you've put your feelers out already to get a new job opportunity. Perhaps you put your resume out there, or you even hear from a job from somebody that you know, and you decide to go for it, and it's everything you wanted. It's everything you wish for. It does bring more money, whatever it is. Queen of Pentacles, it gives you enough money to either buy a home or, long term, not just one lump sum, but I feel like it gives you an opportunity to save for that. Could also, if you're not looking to buy a home, it could be that you are trying to make some sort of changes around the home space, do a little bit of DIY, decluttering, maybe revamping, repainting, that sort of thing. It gives you the money to do that, and it gives you the money to replace anything that perhaps has broken, because right now they're showing me a broken boiler. Oh gosh, touch wood that's not going to be mine, but I feel for you if it is yours. They're just showing me a broken boiler right now. Okay, so please take that as it resonates. I mean, I've had a broken boiler a couple of years ago, and it is not fun, and it was one of the coldest years on record. So I totally feel you. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. Also, to do with that song, you may hear that song on the radio, or as you're walking down the sidewalk or down the road, a car passes by and it's playing that song. That song signifies this good news coming. Okay, shortly after, you will receive a correspondence that is connected to your career that makes you really smile. You're really excited about it. Okay, now also I'm going to pull a card because this card has visitor written on it, an arrival. And if you're working from home and it's like the resistance position, you may feel like you don't get a chance to visit people, or you may feel like you're a bit cut off, a little bit isolated. I feel like it's important to make sure you get out there and connect to other people. Okay, that's where our energy revitalizes, because sometimes we can be working away at something, chipping away, and we just feel like, oh, just the same old thing, same day. Even if you're working for yourself, it can feel a little bit isolating. So it's important to make sure that, when you spend time in good company, you re-energize yourself. You'll always know the right people who energize you. You just feel really good when you walk away from them. Of course, it's important for you to spend good time with good people, or people who lift you up, people who celebrate you. And I'm not talking about blow smoke up your you-know-what or give you an ego rub. I'm talking about those people who listen to your goals and your dreams, and they say, you can do it, Capricorn, you can do it. And they support you every step of the way. I'm talking about the people who really understand, or try to if they cannot. Those people who, no matter what, they've got your back. Okay, and I feel you're that sort of person for those people as well. So it's about reciprocal energy. Now, we've also got the cosmos. So in the resistance position, you may have felt that either timing was off, or you felt that the universe works in mysterious ways, but something's just not been working for you, okay? You may have felt like you're not elevating. There's a lot of cards here that have got staircases for you. Okay, I don't know if you noticed that. My guys just said staircase, staircase. So some of you may be actually using a bonus or money to staircase on a property that you bought, you know, a loan or mortgage and things like that. But they're showing me staircases. Okay, so there is a time for elevation. But right now you may feel uncertain about the direction, or you're trying to make a decision on your next move in your career. I really feel like December for you is preparing for the new year. Okay, I feel like you're done and you're preparing for what is next. Now there is, you know, whenever I get this card, I always think of that window for of opportunity energy, and you know, I feel like you're looking at the stars. This figure is literally going, okay, there's the sun. I could take the staircase to the sun, or there's something else that's more special, like a higher calling here. I could do something different. I could really do something unique, which is the stars, okay? And you've got the outcome as the star. So I feel whatever it is you are focused on, you get that wish. In divine timing, it happens for you, okay? So I feel whatever it is that you are putting out to the universe, saying, I would love this. Dear universe, I'm focused on this. This is my intention in my career. You're going to manifest that, okay? Now, the Cosmos card also is a card, of course, of completion, of movement forward, of coming full circle, finding joy, and tying up loose ends. So as the year ends, you're definitely, I mean, it's similar to the World card in some respects, but it's about your higher calling. So I feel like you're finishing projects, getting stuff done, because you don't want anything hanging over you as you move from December into January. Well, you don't want to have anything hanging over you as you move into your birthday month, my beautiful Capricorn, okay? So I definitely get this energy of you trying to make some changes in the right time. And the World card in this position, because all cards in this position, they start in the reverse. But by the end of the month, they end in the upright, okay? So the World card is like things that have been ongoing, like projects, things that have been delayed. Everything comes to a resolution towards the end of the year. And the World card indicates that you're going to be moving forward. You're also going to be in the right place, the right time to meet a new opportunity. And I really feel like you're in the hot seat. You're driving your driving force in your career that leads to a lot of success. So I feel some of you, if you've been doing projects at your workspace, or you've been given a set of tasks that you have to do day to day, I feel like you're efficiently completing them. And I feel like people are noticing you. People in power are noticing you, and they want to elevate you, because I see a promotion here for you, okay? With the bear card, that is a card of leadership. So it can mean that people in positions of power are noticing you. With the star, you're in the spotlight. You're going to be recognized and appreciated for what you bring to the company. You are an asset to any company because you're a hard worker, you're dedicated, you're very, very smart, very intelligent. You think several moves ahead of the game, and you're the sort of person who wants to elevate other people or the company that you work for. You strive for the best. So you are an asset to any industry or company that you work for, because you're also very, very talented and very gifted at what you do. But some of you may even want to close that way of working. You may decide it's time to leave that place and take a new opportunity. So it's important to realize that whatever changes you are making, they are for your benefit. I see you elevating, okay? The World card is complete success. It is accomplishing your goal. It is about fulfillment and, things coming into totality, like, perfectly working out the way you'd hoped for. Now, the World card is also about travel. So some of you may actually be leaving home in order to go traveling, or it may be the time of year, well, it is the time of year where people go and see their family for the holidays and things like that. And sometimes, especially with that Nine of Swords, you're like, oh, I've got to be spending time with the family. And whilst I love my family, sometimes they ask me questions that I'm like, what? Why are you asking me those things? I told you these things already. This is what I do for a living. No, I haven't found a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner. No, yes, I am thinking about coming home next year for the next holidays. I know I miss you too. All those questions, okay, that we all have to field off from time to time. I've just been speaking to my friend, and she was saying every time she goes to see her mother and father, they're always like, so have you found someone? Okay, because there's this really lovely boy who lives like 10 blocks away, and we always see him in the community center, and you know, he always asks after you, so maybe. And she's like, no mom, no, no, please don't be setting me up with anybody. I will find. So she was just saying and venting really about, you know, how every time she has this same conversation. So I feel for everybody who has that conversation. I'm very, very lucky that I don't have folks that have those conversations. They're just like, live your life the way you want, as long as you're happy, we're good. That's it. So that's how I've been sort of left to experience the world, which is really, really nice actually. But anyway, Queen of Pentacles indicates that you are going to bring in more money, because you may be, some of you may be actually worried about finances right now because it's in the resistance position. You may feel financially dependent in some way. I mean, some of you, for example, you may be working really hard in your industry, in your business, whether you work from home or not, but you may be living at home with parents, for example, or guardians, and you may feel that you're not independent at this time, but you're working towards something. And you know, it's like that frustrated period where you want to spread your wings and fly, and you want to have your own independence, but at the same time, you are at the mercy of economic fluctuations, and you can't quite get your foot off the ledge to go and rent something, or, you know, there's something here about being able to be independent, which I see you being. But some of you, and this is not all of you, of course, some of you may be in that but in between stages where you're working really hard to perhaps afford your own place. So you move back with your folks in order to do that, and you may feel a little bit frustrated. So for some of you, you may be making adjustments within your career sector, and you're in that in-between period, and you're like, you just want to hit the ground running, you want to go for it. But at the same time, you have to wait until the moment is right. And because you are a forward-moving sign, you get a little bit frustrated with that. Patience is actually a virtue. You know, many years ago, someone said to me, there is purpose in patience. And I was like, what? But I want it already. You know, I work really hard. I feel like it's time. And they're like, no. You're learning, and there is purpose in patience because it actually gives you an opportunity to sort of reassess. Do you really want it? Is it something that, you know, you're putting all your time and effort into? Is it rewarding? Does it make you feel good? Why are you wanting this? What does it bring to your life as an asset? So it gives us a chance to really reevaluate what we want and what we don't want, and how to make things easier. Because sometimes we look at what we want, and sometimes we find a difficult way to do it. We just can't help it. We just make more work for ourselves when there may be an easier way. So sometimes it's important to just take a step back, take stock, and go, okay, is there an easier way to do this? Is there an easier way to manage my time so that I've got more time for me? So I feel like there's a lot to take away where you have a pause and you feel like you're not doing anything. You may feel in limbo or suspended, but it gives you thinking time, okay? So it's not wasted. Now, as an outcome, I mean, also, I just want to say with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like this, by the end of the month, this is turned in the upright, okay? So you're going to be able to save a little bit more money. This is a card of conservation of finances. So I feel like you're being really good with your finances, being really savvy. You're not spending too much. You're spending the right amount, for example, in order to make sure you're in a really good financially secure position, because the house is all about security. And that's what you're thinking about: stability, security, long-term finances, generational wealth. That's what I'm picking up from your reading, and making adjustments to make those things happen. Some of you may even take up a second stream of income, or you've probably already got that, my beautiful Capricorn, because that's the way I feel this energy, where you've got a lot of fingers in a lot of pies, okay? And you're always thinking about the next opportunity or the next way to move forward in your career, and it will pay off for you, okay? Now we've got the Bear as an outcome. The Bear is all about strength, endurance, you know, the hustle. Even in difficult times, you still make it work. You are the one who is rising to the top. Okay, lovely fireflies there, but the bear is important. The bear is someone who endures and thrives and survives. Okay, so it says here power, boss, leadership, strength, stability, forceful, protective, influence. And the planet is Jupiter. So I feel that this is a benevolent force. You will be stepping up to a role of responsibility. Now, some of you, because we've got the Justice card there, and we've got the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Some of you in December may be having an appraisal period with your boss or with someone you work with. And you may be a little bit worried because you feel like you do things very differently. You don't do things the way other people say that it should be done. You're a maverick. You're a trailblazer. Also, you may be very outspoken in the way that you communicate what needs to be done. I don't say that you're blunt. I would say that you're honest. You're like, you're just sharp shooting. This is what needs to be done. And, I'm not going to beat around the bush. So you may feel when it comes to appraisal time, oh, they're going to bring up all those times that perhaps I said that, or I do things really differently. I get the job done quicker than most people, but at the same time, I'm not going through the usual channels or links, but I'm getting everything done more efficiently. So you may be a little bit nervous about your appraisal, but I actually see that your appraisal goes really well. People are noticing, you're appreciating your talents. They really love you as an asset within their company. And I feel like they want to elevate you. So they may actually give you more responsibility, but make sure, my beautiful Capricorn, if they're giving you more tasks, more responsibility, show me the money, right? Because you don't want them to take advantage of your skills or take advantage of the fact that you are the sort of person, if I gave you a project that would take most people 3 hours, you'd do it in half an hour or an hour. Okay, you're like, right, done, on to the next. Show me, what can I do? Because you want things to be interesting. You need to be inspired. You need to feel like you're achieving within your career sector. So I feel, make sure that people just don't take advantage of that energy, that when you're getting things done in half the time that other people are doing because they're coasting, don't, make sure they're not going to then give you extra work to do to bog you completely down for the same money. Okay, because you deserve more is what they're showing me. Now, some of you are actually going to hear news about a promotion, and I feel like you will go for that and it will be yours. Okay, I feel like you are even tapped for a promotion. You may hear from your boss saying there's a position that's become available. We love you to run for it. Okay, which I feel the undercurrent of that is they are going to hire you for that role. But the fact that you have to run for it, it may make you go, oh, okay. So it's policy, they're showing me. It's policy. They have to open the job forum open to other people. So everybody gets a fair deal. But I feel like you're being tapped for it. I feel like you are the person that is above the competition. You're the person that they see in the role. Okay, so that's coming through very clearly. They see you doing the job. Now, also, a lot of you will be thinking about your finances, cutting back in areas that you don't need to spend, for example, making adjustments on your spending. And I see that you are taking charge or having some sort of chart or some sort of hold on your money. I don't really want to say it's like maybe it's a money planner or something like that. Some of you may have downloaded an app like a money planner or something in order to keep track of your spending and the bills that are going out. I mean, I know that most people can have an app on their phone now connected to their bank, but I feel like it's different than that. I feel like it's, I'm not technically savvy, but I feel like it's something that's electronic that you've downloaded that is like a money manager that correlates everything. So maybe that's something you've just thought about doing, or it's something that you have just downloaded or something like that. I feel like it's a very good structure. It's come up in the water. So after this, I'm going to go and look one up and see if it may be right for me as well, because I'm not really good at all those technical things. But we've got the star energy. We've also got the motorcyclist who goes up and down, the usual. Okay, so ignore that person. I'm learning to. The star is all about success, recognition, your goals being reached, and your dreams coming true, okay? Everything you're wishing for, I feel like you're making progress. This is a card of things improving and a card of you, gaining a good reputation within the career sector that you work in. I feel like people are noticing you. They're seeing your skills, they're seeing your talent, and they are, I feel like they're really in awe of your talents and the strength that you have, the skills that you have within your career sector. The star also is a card of a better future to look forward to. That's why I get this energy of generational wealth for you. I really feel like the financial decisions you're making in this moment will actually help you perhaps retire early. And if you're already retired, I will be doing, I know I keep saying I'm going to be doing, but I got, you know, cut down by some bug that really had me in bed for like nearly 2 weeks, and I couldn't believe it, and I'm just really trying to catch up with myself, so please bear with me. But I will be doing that reading for those who are retired. If you're retired, I feel like you may be looking at your finances and making adjustments. You may have felt that you've got less money than you imagined you would have because of economic fluctuations, but I feel like there is a turn of events that happens that actually sees things work in your favor. And some of you may actually either decide to move to a different country so that your money goes a little bit further, because this is the card of, you know, conservation. How do I save my money? How do I make a little bit of money go a long way? So some of you may relocate in order to, you know, deal with a currency where you get a little bit more for your money. Or it could even be that some of you are thinking about spending December abroad so that you save a little bit more money on your own, like home energy or home finances. Okay, because I feel like the World card is about relocation. So some of you may even be deciding to emigrate for your career as well. The World card is about, you know, finding opportunity overseas or somewhere a little bit further afield if you're looking to revamp your working environment. But the star indicates success. It's also about you being in the spotlight, being appreciated, being seen for your talents. And I feel like there's a new version of you where you are really organized. I mean, you're normally very organized, but you may have felt a bit stagnant. The adjustments that you're making, I feel like those adjustments, it's like new year, new you, and you're ready to go, okay? Now, we've also got the Hangman, which is, you know, about getting a new perspective, seeing what really excites you in your career sector and really focusing on that and shutting out all the things that really just make you feel like it's a waste of time. The Hangman is all about, excuse me, it's about sacrifice, okay? If you want the rewards, you have to sacrifice time, effort, energy, and sometimes you have to sacrifice time with, you know, events that perhaps you wanted to go to, but you have to work late. I would say make sure you find balance between work and play, because the most important is spending time with family and friends and building memories, because those are the things that you can take with you. Everything material, of course, it's important and we need to pay the bills, but we can't take those things with us. Okay, so it's very, very important to be aware of that, because sometimes we can get lost in the hustle. Sometimes we can get lost in the realization that we've got lots of bills to pay and money is adding up and things like that. But I feel it's important to also remember that it makes you feel a bit calmer when you connect to your family and friends or your soul tribe, okay? The people that you really care about, because that's one of the major things that matter in life. Now, also the Hangman, this is a card of relax, don't fret, just get a new perspective, don't worry, you know, eradicate worry, because worry is not going to serve you in any situation. If you have the power to change something, because you got the bear there and the Justice card, which is all about change. If you have the power to change something, change it. If you don't, what are you worrying about? It's out of your control. So therefore, you can't worry about it, because it's going to happen if it's meant to happen, and if it's not going to. So it's very important to realize where you're streaming your energy to, because remember, when we are worried about something, we can start to catastrophize. We can start to think about the worst case scenario, and then we can manifest that, because thoughts become things. So it's really important to realize that. I mean, we're all worried about certain things, and the worries pop in every so often, like economic fluctuations, whether we'll have job security, whether you know, our business is going to do well. We can all have those worries, but that is just a waste of our time. We need to identify the worry as soon as it comes up and say, okay, Can I do something about this? And if I can, then get busy, get hustling, make it happen, make those changes. It may be difficult, but as long as you start making those changes, it'll work out for you. But if it's not something you can control, be like, well, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. What is meant for you will never pass you by. So breathe and enjoy the moment. Enjoy the journey. Okay, so that's what this card literally kind of means there. And as you can see, there's a snake holding this figure's leg. So you are currently in the stages of revamping something, or, you know, reimagining it in a different way, because snakes, they shed their skin, they rebirth themselves, as it were. They get rid of anything that's just not necessary, or any outgrown practices or outgrown programs. Or if you've got, for example, if you're an entrepreneur and you've got like a really old phone and it just doesn't do what you hope it would do from now on, you may actually go and purchase a new phone or a new laptop or something, or, you know, invest in a new program that helps you work more efficiently, because I see this energy of you working smarter and not harder. Okay, Page of Wands, you're inspired by the end of the month. Also, pages bring news, so there's really good news headed your way, where you can make a bold decision in your career to embrace either a new project or find your true calling. Okay, if you've already found your true calling, but it's been difficult to get off the ground, I feel like Jupiter gives you benevolent energy and you get an opportunity to move ahead. Okay, Page of Wands is like eager to be creative, or just eager to do. And if you're feeling that you're just like coasting, or you've been feeling a little bit low motivation or low energy recently, you're making changes that eradicate that, so that you feel inspired and ready to achieve again. This card is about venturing forward, making things happen. You know, you're not the sort of person to wait. You're the sort of person who makes things happen. And this card is either the beginning of a new project or a new idea, or suddenly, if you put the resume out, you've got a new offer coming on in that sees you be able to express yourself, work in your own unique way with people who get you, okay? People who understand you. This is a card of loyalty, of friendship, support, and commitment as well. So I feel like you're taking the initiative to either, allow people to understand what you do, or find your soul tribe where they get what you do. It's very interesting. My guides literally put 2 fingers here and here. They wanted me to see it, which is Page of Wands. This creative project, this page is looking at the money. Okay, so it's like, how do I use my creative gifts to really bring in extra finances? So some of you may build a side hustle, or you may actually get this lucrative opportunity that brings in more money. Okay, it's like, how do I enjoy what I do and bring in the money? That's something that you will be making adjustments for as you move throughout the month. I'm just going to get a couple more cards. Now you've got the High Priestess, so some of you may actually move into the spiritual arena. You may use your spiritual gifts, but in order to bring in more money. But as you can see, I mean, she is the sort of person who does not talk about the changes that she's making. She believes in herself. She believes in the universe. She recognizes that she needs to trust the unknown, that the universe is orchestrating things behind the scenes in order to bring reward for hard work and move you forward towards your destiny. Also, the High Priestess is, when it comes to finances, it's like, don't spend all your money right now. Be cautious. Use your intuition. If you're making a big purchase, I would say just before you're about to make it, I would do something like put it in the basket, leave it for a couple of days. And if you've forgotten about it, it means you didn't really need it. You didn't really want it. And if it's necessary, it'll be on your mind and you'll purchase it. Okay. So it's about testing yourself regarding finances as well. Of course, if you have, money to spend and you want to treat yourself, go for it. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but with that card, I was just getting an energy of looking at your spending. Okay. Now, what else am I seeing here? The High Priestess is time to think, time to go inwards, time to use your inner wisdom in order to make things happen. Okay, it's like using your mystical vision, fast forwarding into the future and seeing where you want to be, and then making the moves in the present in order to make that happen. And that's where I see you headed through December. Can you show me anything more for my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to be aware of? Four of Pentacles, you're in a period of stability, building a solid foundation. I mean, look, you've got the house, which is Four of Pentacles, basically. Connects to the Four of Pentacles, and you got the Nine of Swords here. So if you're worried about money, they're indicating hold on to what you have. You know, don't spend on any unnecessary purchases. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. You know that already. Get better sleep. I feel like you're putting yourself in a secure financial position. The Four of Wands, there's some news to celebrate that's coming on in for you. Some of you, it may be about the home space, or you are trying to work from home, but there is really great news, fruitful news. Also, the Four of Wands is like a nudge to get out and have fun. Spend time in good company. It really revitalizes your spirit. This card indicates you're in the creative phase, and whatever it is you're connecting to, whatever your heart desires, I feel like you are in sync with that and you're moving and headed in the right direction. This card really favors artists as well. So if you're someone who's very, very creative, this indicates there's something really to celebrate. But if you're not an artist, I feel like you're making important connections in your career at this time. And some of you may even get out there and network for your career, whether you work for yourself, or you may even be invited, because I see an invitation in the water right now. You may be invited to something that really enhances your career. So it could be that, you know, if you work for a company, they invite you to the holiday ball or some sort of work do, something like that. And you meet someone there that gives you important information about a promotion or something exciting that you could get your teeth into. Could also be that if you work for yourself, you could hear about some sort of event where you can network and, you know, expand your business. So I would watch out for that too. Four of Wands is basically things coming together, something to celebrate, something you've been preparing for will bring celebration. Okay, it's also a card to indicate get rest, because things are going to start picking up for you in the new year. So make sure you implement healthier working practices so that you're not burning yourself out. You want to be ready to enjoy this success. Okay, thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Raccoon, Inventor. Okay, so you are, you know, the creator. You are in the master or the mistress of your own destiny. Remember, inventor, so important. Thoughts become things, because everything in this whole world that ever got created, it started with a thought. And if you're allowing fear or your thoughts to head in a negative direction, then thoughts are becoming things. So easier said than done, I know. You know, sometimes I'm such a grouch and I'll be like, you know what? I want a duvet day, because if I'm with anybody, I'm just going to bring them down. I'm a Scorpio, and when I get in a bad mood, I can literally suck the life out of the room with saying nothing. And I don't mean to. It's just because I'm going inwards so much, and I'm seething with the things that are perhaps going wrong with my life, or the mood that I've woken up with. So, and what I've noticed is the more I spend in that time and allow it to just infiltrate my daily thoughts, the bigger it gets, or the more situations come that propels that energy. But if I notice a mood coming, or I notice I'm starting to feel a little bit anxious about things, I stop, I observe it. I'm like, why am I feeling that way? Okay, can I do anything about it? No. Okay, well then, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. And then it just lightens the load. Suddenly I can breathe again. And I just find that more positive things are coming into my life because I'm being more positive. And I know it sounds like a trick or a joke, or, you know, that it's not true. But since I started being really positive in my life, and it did start, I got to be honest, it did start with watching a video called The Secret. I'm not here to advertise anything for anybody, but it's something that worked for me. And I was like, OMG, this is literally a formula to making things better. And I wish this was taught in schools. I wish this was taught on a curriculum in universities and things like that. How to elevate, how to empower yourself, how to use your thoughts to change your destiny. It's so important. Anyway, inventor, that's why I went on that rant, my beautiful Capricorn, because inventor, it starts in the mind. Okay, and then thoughts become things, or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you invent it, you make it happen. It comes to life. So it says here, decide on what you really want. You're in a period of decision. The Justice card is about weighing up your options, making choices, making adjustments. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and you can juggle them well. So as I said, you got many fingers in many pies. Sometimes it feels overwhelming, but that can only be because you feel a little bit anxious. What if they go wrong? What if this doesn't work? But remember, you're in the flow. It's just happening. You're awesome at what you do. You're talented. You're making things happen. And there's lots to celebrate that's coming your way. Really good stuff. Okay? The star is like a wish come true. So whatever it is you're visualizing with clarity. So if you're searching for answers right now because of that 12th house, by the end of December, you will have clarity. And there's some really good news. Listen out for that song. That good news makes you eager to get going on either a new project or something that is going to be very, very financially rewarding. Okay? It sets you up for stability, generational wealth. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to get a trinket before we close. We've got the sun. Remember, the rider rides off into the sun. So if you're relocating or whether you're thinking about getting a new job elsewhere, whatever direction you're headed in, you're heading towards happiness, you're heading towards warmth, you're giving energy to the right things. And that's so important, okay? Also, the sun can be about awareness, finding the truth, being aware of what you need to do in order to find that success. But the star is all about success, reward, and abundance. So I feel like, you're headed in the right direction. I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates for you. Okay, they just asked me to look on the back. Oh, made with a smile. Remember what I was saying about being positive? So you're making things happen by smiling and, being positive. I mean, of course, there are moments in life where we need to vent, where we need to say our piece. We're not a pushover. You're definitely not a pushover, my beautiful Capricorn. So, you stay true to who you are. I'm not talking about that. In the face of challenges and adversity, I see you just being like, you know what? I got this and I'm going to make it work. I'm going to be successful and it shall be so. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that there. I hope something does resonate in that reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn. Love and light.